Hey, Inspired Tribe, how's it going? It's Jean Nolan here. It's Kristin Nolan here, and welcome to the Live Inspired Livestream. Today is Monday, March 13th, 2020, and we're going to start this, as we always do, with our mantra. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free. Inspired Tribe, thank you so much for being here. Now, first of all, let me thank you. We surpassed 50,000 subscribers sometime last night. We woke up to 50,000 subscribers this morning, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing, Inspired Tribe. Let me just make sure we got a power source here. It's absolutely amazing. Now, we started this channel a year ago in April of 2019. It was out of a meditation one morning and started it and simply kept going, doing the inspired thing, creating from this aligned spot. And this is where we are now, 1 year later. This is beyond amazing. Thank you all so much. Thank you for being here. We're going to start this off with our new ritual, our 5-minute meditation. In just a second, please join us. I also wanted to thank Drew. Drew left a wonderful comment. He was the center of the circle. And that's what we're going to do again today, later on. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're going to end this with the center of the circle later today. Thank you, Drew, for your wonderful words, your comment on the last video. And please let us know in the live chat where you're tuning in from. It's always wonderful to see how many countries, how many continents, how many different people. We love you all. But now we're going to kick this off with our new ritual, the 5-minute meditation. It's going to be really easy. I'm going to guide you guys. Just breathe in and breathe out. 5 minutes. And just follow the words. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. Thank you all for joining us for this beautiful little meditation. Thank you, Black Sky. She was the one who suggested this, so it would bring us all together in this co-creative energy. We love it. Thank you so much for being here. And today, which we feel this is a wonderful way to start this, our topic for today is the awakening. And it's amazing, absolutely amazing to see the awakening all around us. And what does that really mean? What does this mean, awakening? I want to go and tell you a little bit about my own story, about how all of this started for me. And it started very early on, and then it came in waves. But I remember as a child, as a baby, and that's Christina and I keep talking about this. She always says, "How can you remember stuff from when you were a baby?" But I have this vivid memories from when I was a baby, and I remember lying in my crib and crying and looking at the door, which I could see, and crying, craving for the freedom. I was in the crib, I was in this confined space, and it absolutely did not suit my spirit to be in a confined space. And so my parents kept telling me I was constantly crying, but I remember it was because I felt that I couldn't be boxed in. And so later on, I remember when I was a child, maybe 7, 8, 9 years ago, and this would usually happen on a Sunday night, because for me, even as a child, the week felt like bondage. Monday through Friday, there were so many things. There was school, there was all these things, a schedule all the time. And then the weekend came, and the weekend represented freedom, because I could pretty much do, what I wanted when I wanted it. And so come Sunday night, I would always lie in bed and have this I don't know, this heaviness inside of me, looking forward to the week, to this schedule thing, looking to everything that was going to unfold. And I remember lying in bed and imagining what it would feel like if there was no earth. I was literally imagining nothingness. It's kind of what we do in meditation. I was imagining it for such a long time until I finally fell into free fall. That's how it felt to me. And I remember this feeling now when I meditate. I fell into free fall, and I was free for however long this lasted. And this was, I didn't know anything about meditation. I didn't know what it was, the concept. It was just something that I was naturally guided to do. And then later on, an awakening started to happen on many different levels. It's when, to me, the metaphor is you are flying through the fog. And that's kind of the sleeping state. You're flying through the fog, but you're feeling there's got to be something more. And so many of us, when we grew up, we felt there's got to be something more. Life can't be getting up, working, paying your taxes, going to bed, living, dying. That's it. It can't be all there is, right? And so we kept searching, and the fog would lift more and more and more and more until each and every one of us had a shift moment. And the shift moment is what I call the awakening, because the shift moment is when you rise above the fog, and for the first time you can see completely clearly. You know exactly, you don't just believe there's got to be more, you feel the moreness. You feel that you were more than you prior believed to be. You know now that you are so much more than you were led to believe. And once you reach that level of clarity, once you rise above the fog, there is no going back. And we feel that, and we've been affirming this, and we've been attracting this, and we've been manifesting this for so long, and this is happening right now. We feel the grand awakening on this planet. It's the vibration rises and the people feel it, and they can't even put their finger on it. They don't know exactly what it is, but they feel it and they express it, and they feel that there is a new time coming. There's a new reality unfolding. There is a new energy that's here right now, and it allows people to see clearer. They know they have a grander purpose. They know now they were meant for something bigger. They know now they came here. They incarnated. They came into this life on this planet to live a purpose and to live with their heart and to feel their soul and to live in harmony with each other. And all of a sudden, in a matter of weeks, in a matter of short weeks, the whole idea of constant competition, all of this is falling away. We couldn't have imagined for it to go away so fast and for it to transform so fast. And it's interesting to see how the language has changed. From just a few short weeks ago, people were saying, "Oh, we can't wait to go back to normal," and now we hear more and more there's a new way forward. And now we hear more and more, "Oh, I'm curious to see how things are going to be." Now we see more and more people coming out with great new ideas. People actually awakening to their true potential. And this is what so many of us have been lovingly, not waiting for, but preparing for and working on, for people to realize their true potential. And it is not this revolution of this violent revolution that has been going on through humanity for such a long time. No, it's the awakening of the human spirit. And that's happening on the planet right now. And I can't even tell you how beautiful it is. And nature is mirroring this. And we see this in all areas, right? People are awakening to truths, to new realities, and they are simply not saying blindly yes to everything anymore. They're feeling more, going more with their intuition. That's what I call the awakening. It's when the fog lifts and you can see clearly. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the live chat. Oh, thank you so much, you beautiful guys. I love your comments. We love it. Drew says, still a competition on YouTube and the internet. See, honestly, I don't ever perceive it like that anymore. And you're right. When we first started out, there was a sense of even competition, but it's oh my God, especially in this field where we're in, there's so much cooperation. There's so much love for each other. There's so much upliftment. And this is something we touched on a few live streams back. Can you imagine how amazing our creations are when we put our minds together? And in terms of the internet, Drew, it's great that you brought that up. In the internet, in the technology and in software, there's something called open source. And open source basically means that many people can contribute to the development of a new technology or a new software, new idea. And I feel like, listen to the words, open source, okay? Many channels coming through, open source. All of a sudden, we have so much cooperation that the idea is not steered by, the soul angle, profit angle or greed angle, not at all. It's for the greater good of everyone. And when this happens, you have amazing developments that are not filtered, that are not controlled, but that are really solely for the common good of everyone. That's what I feel is our path forward. More and more and more we come together, we build on each other's ideas, we uplift each other. That's I feel the spirit so strongly. That's what's happening. That's the wonderful awakening. Let me see. Hey, Black Sky, how's it going? Emma, she's tuning in from Italy. Ciao, Emma. Come stai? I'm very sorry. Her internet connection is very bad. But Emma, listen, if you get this, you can always come back and you can rewatch the live stream later once it posts on the site. So even if you can't hear it now, you'll be able to hear it later. So that's happening, and I see this. We're closely watching the different channels where we see information coming in, and I'll tell you this, and I might have said this before, but listen, I have a we both have a very diverse group of people on our social media platforms. Okay, so we have different people from all walks of life, from from artists to entrepreneurs to doctors to employees, you name it, everything is represented. And the interesting part is that we are now seeing for the first time since, our social media journey started, this collective awakening of so many people, and they're just not buying into fear anymore, not participating in the panic. It's love, it's enlightenment, it's awakening, it's, the seek for truth, the seek for authenticity, the seeking for authentic information. And this is what's happening, and this is the powerful times that we are in. And I know so many are wondering what the future holds and how we are going to transform our, whether that's political systems or that's economical systems. I think it's going to, the path is going to be revealed step by step. But mainly, one of the biggest things that I see is that for the first time, it might not be something that comes through violence or even great hardship. There's absolutely no necessity for us to experience hardship. Remember, we keep saying this. These systems, all systems of the world, are created by us humans, so we can change them. We can change the rules anytime we want. And if we understand that these are not natural laws, that these are actually human systems, then remember, we have our mind to create this new intention. We can change it, right? We can change it. Debt, monetary systems, all that, it's changeable. As a matter of fact, it's easily changeable, and it's already happening in some areas. So keep this idea. You are powerful creators. Your ideas, your thoughts, your intentions are going out, are creating a collective energy. So if you believe that these systems can be changed for the better, then this is what's going to happen, right? And if you just give this idea a little water every day, it's like a seed that you put in the ground. You water it every day, it keeps growing. One day you will see that it sprouts, and it'll come through the dirt, and it will show and reveal itself to you. And that's the power of your intention. That's the power of your thought. And when you come from this place, from this awakened state of alignment, your thoughts have greater power than you could have ever imagined. And that's when inspired action creates the next step and the next step. That's what Abraham always says, and that's what the other side always teaches us. Come to this state of alignment first, and then take the inspired action. Then things are unfolding in a much more powerful way. I need to scroll back and see what you guys are saying here. Well, Drew says, for example, want more as more people, so many struggling, want to help. Drew says also, we can all heal, but most don't know. Here's the interesting thing, and that's what a quantum leap means. And for those of you who have never heard this term before, quantum means basically, a giant step. It is in the quantum field. We're not bound by time and space. Okay, so look at quantum physics and the theory, and you don't have to go into in depth. It basically is what happens when you meditate and you go into this field of infinite possibilities, when everything becomes quiet and you feel the power of creation. And when you infuse your thoughts, your desires, your wishes into that field, that's a quantum leap, basically. Okay, so, and Drew, the quantum leap is happening, which means that people don't have to go through all the steps that you might have gone through or that we might have gone through. People make this quantum leap because of the collective energy that, it's risen, okay? Yesterday everyone said he is risen, but it's risen. The vibration is rising day by day by day. So it helps people to make a quantum leap. And always, 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 we taught this, we told our children, every single human being on this earth has the potential to wake up one morning and be a different being and have a new understanding for life. No matter what their past is, no matter what they have done, no matter how great their sins are, okay? Everyone has the potential to awaken. And once you grant this from inside to the other person, then there is no one who can't awaken to it. No one who can't awaken to it. Which means you, in your mind, when you see people, when you give them the potential in your mind that they can do it, believe it or not, this makes a huge difference. And then people can have quantum leaps. And then they can awaken to a greater truth. And these people are then the most powerful leaders because they feel it so strongly. It's when they say, I had an epiphany. I saw the light. Some people say, I saw Jesus. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. Some people say, I saw Muhammad. You will see whatever helps you the most. In different cultures, the awakening is always the same. When you are a Hindu or a Christian or a Buddhist, you will see it in different ways because of your cultural perception. But it doesn't mean that what you see is any different from what the Hindu sees, the Christian sees, the Buddhist sees, the Muslim sees. You find the light, and then you let your light shine. Then you become that beacon. That is the Great Awakening. So let me go back to see what you are saying here. Exactly. Black Sky says, it's not our job to fix the world. No, and it's not about fixing the world, but it's about understanding that you are such, you are just as big of a co-creative part than anyone else. And so if you create this harmonious space that you are, then, you mirror this every single day, and you create this harmonious space around you, maybe in your small reality, and then this reality becomes a bigger reality. So it's not about fixing the world. It's about being who you truly are and seeing what kind of an impact that has on everyone around you. And Drew says also, the suffering of other people. What if you were to allow yourself to not participate in their suffering? Because the greatest healers that I have ever met, and we had the great honor to meet some fantastic healers, they never participated in the suffering of their patients or the people who came to seek their help. Never. They never lowered their vibration to the vibration of suffering. And whether you are a doctor or a healer or any other kind of helper, you cannot lower yourself to the level of where the suffering is happening. What use would you be? If you cannot get poor enough to help a poor person become abundant, right? You cannot get sick enough to help a sick person get healthy. So when you are here and someone is here, and this is not better or worse, this is simply a difference in vibration, then, and I always use this analogy, if this person here seeks your help, you reach out, you so easily help them come up, that's the point, right? But if this person doesn't want your help, then they try to pull you down. That's when you feel that you can't watch the suffering in this world. That's when you are getting pulled down. But that's nonsense. How can you create from the state of suffering? Nothing good was ever created from a state of suffering. First, you raise yourself, and then you can help others to rise with you as well. That's at least my take on this. Exactly, Black Sky, beautiful. Compassion is a beautiful word. Thank you, Carla. There is no accidents. Right. That's true. And that's the point. Drew says, well, I may cry for them. I haven't found any value ever in crying with someone through their pain. It appears to be compassion, but it is, it slowly moves into something like pity or feeling sorry for someone. And when you feel sorry for someone, you rob them of their dignity because they have chosen this experience for themselves. Everyone has chosen every experience for themselves. And I know we all go through times of suffering where we don't want to acknowledge that we are not a victim. We feel like we're the victim of a situation. And then we feel powerless, but we're never victims. We're always creators of our reality and of what happens to us. And so when someone feels sorry for me, they don't soothe me. They rob me of my dignity. I have chosen this situation, and feeling sorry for me does not help me whatsoever. But having compassion simply means that I, I feel that you have created this for you, and there you are not a victim. You are not, you are not someone who's put there like a lamb. I feel with you, but I also know that you have the power to create something new for you. I feel like that's real compassion. If I look at the people who expressed great compassion throughout history, I feel like, someone who was like that was Mother Teresa. And I never felt that she felt sorry for people. She uplifted them in her own way, and she prayed with them. But feeling sorry for someone always feels to me like we are looking at them as inferior beings because they didn't have the power to create for themselves. But yes, they do. Whether they aware or not is a different story, but yes, they do. Everyone has that power. Cindy says, I just remember that we all asked to be here during this time, and the hardships are part of the journey. The thing is also is the longer you play with that thought, and the longer you play with that feeling, and the more you meditate on things, and the more you allow for the velocity of your thoughts to rise. And that's another thing I want to speak about just in a moment here. But hardship starts to transform into something else. It starts to transform into this springboard. And I love this analogy. So when you're on a springboard, before you jump into the pool, you use this energy, right? And you jump up and down, until you feel enough energy and power, and then you take the leap and jump into the water. And so these situations, these bumps in the road, what we call hardships, is a springboard. And you can either keep jumping up and down, or you take this leap of faith and you jump into the water. And that's a whole different experience. And once you jump, you will never ever want to go back. You will never ever want to go back to this place of uncertainty, to this place of doubt, to this place of, oh my God, my life is so hard. You know what? The greatest days were the ones where I knew there was no evidence in my physical reality that things were going to get better. There was no evidence in my physical reality that my manifestations are coming. But I felt it. I meditated and I felt it. And I felt it so strongly that you could have told me anything about how things are impossible. I would have not believed you, and I didn't believe you, and I would never believe you. Those were the greatest days of my life because I took a quantum leap. And then, boom, the doors opened. The things started coming in. I started feeling my grandness again. I was awake, and I am awake to who I really am. That is your power. Don't give that away. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't have the power to create your life, to create your experience, to create what you desire. That's why you came here for. You didn't come here to live a half-assed life. You didn't come here to live a half-assed life. You didn't come here to pity other people. You didn't come here to be pitied. You didn't come here to feel sorry for others or to have others feel sorry for you. You came here to co-create, to lift each other up. We all came here to lift each other up. And how do we do that? How can you lift someone? When you're strong, you can lift someone up. When you're weak, you can't do it. When you're strong, you can lift someone up. And that's when you're on a plane, what do you hear? Put the mask on first, help others later. Clearly, if you don't put on the mask, what's going to happen? You're going to run out of oxygen. You can't help anyone. You're of no good use to yourself or anyone else, right? So these analogies are simply pointing to the one thing that your well-being, your true who you are-ness needs to be the center of your attention first, okay? You can't give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. Remember, you cannot give what you don't have. So if you want to give compassion, you got to be compassion. If you want to spread abundance, you got to be abundance. If you want to spread love, you got to be love. If you want to spread harmony, you got to be harmony. If you want to see change, you got to be the change. Yes or no? Are you with me? Let me see what you guys are saying. I love how you guys are talking this out on the live chat. Actually, I never get to really see it until after the live stream, where we go back and read all the way through, and we love the energy that's happening here. So I really, really appreciate this. And see, this is exactly the co-creation that we're talking about. That's happening right here in the live chat. Something as little as this box here creates this great energy. And I would like to invite my wonderful wife in. She's sitting right here. And let us know if you want to move on and invite UC in, or if you want to move on and start with the center of the circle. For those of you who haven't been here a few days ago when we did the last live stream. Hey, honey.
Hey, Inspired Tribe, how are you today? Just do it that way.
Okay.
They are on fire today.
We're all on fire, aren't we? Exactly, Violet. I did not come to live a half-assed life. Amen. You got it. I'm with you, sister. So, let us know. Do we want to start with UC? And while you make up your minds, do we want to start with the center of the circle? And the center of the circle, Drew was the first one. He jumped into the water. He was brave enough. He said, "Use me." And Drew later on said, "I've never said those words before. I've never, not even to a woman. He never said use me. But he said to us, please use me." And I think it was a great experience. So let us know what you want to do first. Or you want to invite in UC. And for those of you who don't know who UC is our friends from the higher side, from the other side. For those of you who know how Esther's and Abraham's relationship is, that might be similar to how UC
But you're Esther and I'm Jerry.
In this particular relationship, I'm Esther and this is Jerry. It's very similar. It's not at all the same, but it's very similar. And so we started doing this like 10 years ago, way before we knew about Abraham. And it's been a great journey. Thousands of conversations later, we were led to bring this to a broader public, which means you all. And so let us know what you want to do. If you have questions for UC, let us know. If not, we're gonna do the center of the circle, and then we're gonna ask who of you is brave enough to jump into the center today. Carol says, "I want UC," with a very alternative spelling, but we love it anyways. This is UC, eternal. Universal.
I don't know if there's a way that you can comment on the comments. I don't think so. I think only Facebook is doing that, right?
I think so too. Well, in the regular chat, I think, in regular videos you can, not on the live chat.
Phoebe is nominating Black Sky, and Black Sky is saying, "I have the biggest smile right now."
Black Sky. Okay.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, we're going to have a few questions for UC, or are we going to do the center first?
Let's do the center first and see if we have
questions for UC. Okay. For UC. Sounds good. Okay.
Just explain it. Just
so
for
what we did, and this was Kristin's amazing idea last week. She woke up, as she always does. She has this idea. She says, "Honey, I have an idea." And this could mean that we have to repaint the whole house, or usually she says it's only going to take an hour, which means it's going to take all day. But
that's so true.
So, this game is where we take one of you, and today it's going to be Black Sky, in the center of the circle. And then what we want all of you to do is to align with Black Sky's energy, feel her, tune in, and then find beautiful, uplifting words that come up for you that describe her, okay? That's the center of the circle game. And let's go. Let's go. Just tune into Black Sky's energy and write the words that come to you, the images that you have. Yes. Oh, strong seemed to come up. Wow, see?
Goosebumps, funny, calm.
Love, wisdom, grounded, unique. I saw strong 3 times. Open, passionate, relaxed, kind, Strong vibrations.
Goosebumps again.
Strong again, yes. Good humor. Beautiful and calm.
Leader type.
Beautiful. Passionate. Definitely.
Yes.
Black Sky is very passionate.
Yes.
Raven.
Lovely.
Resilient. Leadership. Intense. Oh yes, definitely. Sensitive, profound, kind of sage. Yeah. Beautiful ideas, spiritual, tense, wise, connected. Wow, Black Sky. Energy's going through the roof here.
Enthusiastic.
Connected.
Is it really life? Yes, it's
Yes.
life. Expansive. That's beautiful.
Very together, interesting, deep and meaningful, deep, wise, friendly, curious. Oh God, you're finding beautiful words here that are coming to you. Strong.
Kind, strong. Preserving, profound. Ready, confident, inspiring. Beautiful words. Aligned, natural.
I feel like Black Sky has such a strong knowing for who she is, why she's here.
Too. Yeah.
There's no doubt. Black Sky, you have such a strong, that's what comes to me. You have such a strong knowing of who you are and why you are here. There's no doubt in your mind about your purpose whatsoever. Yeah.
Knowing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Wow, you guys. Black Sky, how does it feel? Do you feel seen? Fluidity flow. Aligned. Enlightened. Yes. Generous. Oh yes, she was generous enough to bring this beautiful idea with the meditation to the live stream. To the love stream, Black Sky, the love stream. We love you, Black Sky. Welcoming. Yes. The center of the circle game is becoming my favorite thing.
I love it too.
It's definitely the love stream here. Yeah, I know you. I know. Every day I type it in the description. I say love stream instead of live stream, and one day I might just keep it there. But Black Sky says I'm tingling all over. That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
What do you? Drew says, "Can we know your name?" What do you mean? It's Black Sky. Don't you know that Kristine's name is this here? Gotta show it. Her name is Black Sky. Yours is...
Oh, mine is Loves the Ocean.
Loves the Ocean. Kind of person we want to hug.
Yeah.
Yes. Black Sky, we're sending you a beautiful virtual hug, all of us.
We are not our name. That's so true.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much for tuning into Black Sky, feeling her, bringing these words to her. It's such a beautiful game. Thank you, honey.
I love it. Visionary.
Oh,
that's
they just keep coming.
Be the change. Yes.
Essential. Love it.
Unites the group. Oh.
Virtual.
I love how we co-create.
Yes, I love it too. Unity.
Yeah.
Beautiful soul. Amen. Theory. 5D. Can you feel the beautiful layer, Black Sky, that they're putting out there for you? It's just gorgeous. Glue of love. That's another wonderful one too. Yes, we agree. What a beautiful game, honey. So that's what we're going to do every day. So part of our love streams is the meditation, is the center of the circle, and
I keep seeing you on top of a mountain.
black sky.
Mm-hmm.
Carla says, I think she must have a warm and beautiful smile. I second that. I second that. Now, Black Sky, do you have any videos? I mean, if you want to, do you have anything up on your channel that people can go to? We're glued to the live stream, watching what you guys are saying. We love you too. We love each and every one of you.
Yeah.
And this beautiful co-creative energy. So should we invite our friends?
Yeah, real should. If someone has a question.
Let's go and get Yusi for a little bit here and tune in.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited to be here.
Thank you so much for being here with us, for joining us.
We joined you a while ago. It felt like you were inviting us, and you have been inviting us.
Yeah, we did, and we do.
Well, here we are, and we have the assumption that there might be some questions floating around.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me see. Oh, there is a long question. I will read this one first, okay? Hey,
We
you.
have time, and so have you.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Yusi, what do you think or feel about the compassion for those who suffer and yearning to help their own awakening? Not talking pity or victimizing. Is thought and love from afar all to do?
We have touched on this many times before, and we would like to bring perfect clarity to this question. There is no confusion in any question, or more so in any answer. So, in other words, if the answer doesn't bring perfect clarity to you, then you haven't arrived at your answer yet. And then more alignment, more harmonizing is required of you to arrive at the answer. And so this desire to help has different components. The one component is, and this is the authentic component of this, is when you are inspired to help someone, then it comes from this aligned place where you are at the right place at the right time. You have everything that you can give, and you give it freely, and you give it with love, without any expectations, not even the expectation of gratitude, not even the expectation of feeling good because of giving it, although that is always going to be the case, not even the expectation to change someone's life or to make someone's life better. You give because of the simple, authentic desire to give. However, when you go and seek to help, and basically you go out and look for people that you can help, and look for situations where your help might be needed, and then you become someone who focuses on creating more situations that would require your help, which means you co-create more of what you call problem, okay? And know this, that when your help is required, authentically required, you will be there, you will hear it, you will hear the voice, you will hear someone say, please help me, you will see someone reach out for you, you will be guided to go to a certain place, you will be guided to do a certain thing, you will feel the impulse to take a right and not a left, or call someone, all of those things. But when you sit by yourself and you are in an aligned state, and all of a sudden you're falling out of it because you start thinking thoughts that don't feel good, and then they feel a little less good, and they feel a little less good, and they feel a little less good, until you arrive at the point where you feel, oh, there's so much suffering on the planet, I need to go out and help. That is when you are co-creating more of the suffering because of your attention on the problem and on the requirement to help. However, then there are these, and that's what's really important, then there are these moments where you are feeling aligned, where you're feeling really good, and you see and hear the person who is requesting help, and you are there and you have everything that you could give them is at your disposal. You give it with an open heart, you give it with love. You don't give it away from you to them. There's so much there that you can give and give and give without ever losing anything. That's when you join this circle, and then you walk away from that situation simply with gratitude, simply with love, simply with the appreciation for life, and nothing else. And then you're not tuned into the suffering. Then you're tuned into love. Then you're tuned into giving. Then you're tuned into kindness. Then you're tuned into the realness of who you really are as a eternal soul having this human experience.
Drew is saying, what if you're aligned and feel good and want to share?
That's a beautiful feeling. But when you're aligned and when you feel good and when you want to share, where does the suffering part come in? There is no suffering in that equation. That equation does not contain suffering. And so that equation doesn't even contain help, because then you simply desire to share. It is like when you get really, really, really good news, a manifestation has become invisible to you, and you feel the beautiful, beautiful urge. Something is calling you to get your phone out and call someone you love and share this with them. Or you are experiencing a great, great, great level of abundance, and you want to share it with your loved ones. And it is not about bettering their situation necessarily. It is simply about the joy of sharing, of you having this experience with someone you love, someone you care about, and it could be a stranger for all we know. It does not matter. It is this beautiful desire of sharing, not this, oh, now that I have whatever it is that I have, I need to share it. It is my duty to give it to others. That's not what we're talking about. That's not aligned sharing. That is the guilt that comes from a lower vibrational guilt place.
Okay, the next question is from Sunflower. Can you tell me a little bit about attracting money?
Yes, it is the same as everything else. Now, because you have everything that you were ever taught about the power of your mind, the power of manifestation, or the law of attraction, it contains all that is. It leaves nothing out. Just like creation, all that is, or God, or the universe, whatever you might call it, it entails all that is, all that was, all that ever will be. And so money is your current symbol, one of your current symbols of abundance. And the way it is symbolized for you is usually in pieces of paper. And so you see these pieces of paper, and in your mind it equals abundance. But what we're saying to you is forget these pieces of paper just for a moment and tune into the feeling of abundance. What does abundance mean? Abundance means I am. Abundance doesn't mean I want. Abundance doesn't mean I will have. Abundance doesn't mean hopefully I will get. Abundance means I am. Abundance means also I have. Abundance means that you're in a fulfilled state of being and having everything that you desire. And this state has nothing to do with your physical reality. It is a state. It is knowing that you are whole just the way you came to this planet. You came whole, as a whole being. And this wholeness also contains abundance. But it is a matter of, have you tuned out or tuned in? This is always your free will decision. And so when you're tuning into abundance, then all of a sudden, when you really tune into abundance, you start seeing the great vast abundance around you of everything that you have, which starts with the clothes that you're wearing, which starts with the technical device that you're using and the chair that you're sitting on, and which starts with all these so many things around you that represent your current abundance already. And when you move into that state of appreciation for every single thing, every little thing, every bigger thing, every big thing, every grand thing, every humongous thing, when you move into the state of appreciation, only more keeps coming. only more keeps coming. I love this so much. I'm in such a wonderful state. Oh, look at the vast abundance that is around me. And then you move out, maybe you walk out, you take a walk. Look at the abundance of leaves. Look at the abundance of animals. Look at the abundance of oxygen. Abundance is a given for humans on this planet. That's a given. Here is the only thing that can push you away from it, and that is your unwillingness to tune into it or to believe a different story, to believe the story of lack, to believe the story of not good enough, to believe the story of not worthy, or to believe the story that you even have to be worthy. How could you not be worthy when you are this divine created human being? You have to be like that which you came from, and that which you came from is perfect abundance. And tuning into that creates and allows for all the abundance that you ever want to come in.
The next question is when frustration arises, what is one thing we should practice to let it go?
It is so much harder to let something go than to move into another state. And by moving into another state, the old state falls away on its own. And when you look and when you see the snake, and the snake, when it loses its skin, it is not really letting go of the skin. It is moving out of that into a new state, okay? Into this new stage of its life. And so when you are understanding the state that you are in and you are understanding that you don't desire that state, it doesn't feel good to you, and there's nothing for you to gain from that state, then it is like making your way out of the house, okay? First, you get ready, okay? You make the decision. I want to get out of the house. I want to move into a new state. I want to move out into nature. I want to take a walk. I want to see the beautiful things. That's when your desire starts to shift. And then you, whether you need a coat or you need your shoes or whatever else you need, and then you take the first step and the next step and the next step. And that in out of this analogy into what you can do is start to find, by finding a thought that feels a little better than the thought that you're having right now. You don't have to go for the big jump. Go for the thought that feels a little better. What is something that you enjoy, that you have no ties to, that isn't really hugely important to you, but you simply enjoy? And it could be as simple as a cup of tea. It could be something as simple as a flower, something as simple as a song, whatever that is. And give yourself permission to move to that thought and just feel it for a little while. And then the next thought and feel it for a little while. And then the next thought and feel it for a little while. And before you will know it, you will have forgotten about this state that you call frustrated. Because frustration only comes from thinking about something so long, it has created such a strong momentum that more and more thoughts come to it. That's the law of attraction. So you slowly shift over into something that feels better, something that feels a little more better, something that even feels even better than that before. And so don't look for the grand jump. Take the little steps. Take the little steps. Take the little steps. From a cup of tea to maybe your favorite ice cream, to maybe a movie that you love, or a song that you enjoy, or a painting that you love to look at, or maybe it is writing something down. And allowing yourself to just go with the flow of feeling better and 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 better.
She's saying perfect. That feels amazing.
You see, just by speaking the feelings that you are sending out of your desires, we have just spoken your feelings. And just by speaking those feelings, you have spiraled yourself upwards into a better feeling state. It is not about going out of something, it is always about going into something else. So good for you. We're loving this. The whole universe loves your ability to move into a new state that feels better to you, that is a grander, better, more amazing version of who you really are.
Someone else is saying, in theory, this seems so clear to me, but in my reality, I do not understand how to get it to work. I want a connection to my higher self.
There's no difference between the theory and the reality. And why we're saying this is because what you call theory is a vibrational, or the reality that is in the invisible field. And Do you acknowledge that there is an invisible field that holds all the information that ever is, ever was, ever will be? Yes or no? Do you acknowledge the existence of such a field? We're patiently waiting.
She's saying yes.
If you acknowledge the existence of such a field where everything that ever was, ever is, and ever will be exists at the same time, then you must also acknowledge that this field constantly reflects on your physical reality. Something out of that field always reflects on your physical reality, which means that something out of that field you pull in so strongly into your physical reality that it manifests. And this starts with your thoughts and also shows itself in the things that you see and touch and taste and smell and all of those good stuff. So, which means that if you acknowledge this field, then any one thing in that field, any thought, any feeling that you desire to have, you then align with, which means that you allow yourself to spread this feeling inside of you, and that is all that matters. If it is joyful that you would like to feel, then you start with something that feels good to you, okay? A little thing, like we said earlier, and build on that gradually until you have this feeling of joy and you spread it inside of you, and you understand that this feeling of joy pulls everything out of that non-physical reality, out of that infinite field, out of this infinite field of information that represents joy in your life, okay? Whatever represents joy in your life, the symbols that represent joy, whether that's a car, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a house, whatever it is, whatever represents joy then is attracted into your reality. And the only thing that is keeping it from coming is whether you allow or not. And allowing is being open to it. Allowing is feeling the stream of things. And know this, you are on a planet that is a ball. And what is a ball? A ball means that when you send something out, eventually it is going to come back to you because it is all a circle. You see? So whatever you send out, it is going to come back to you. At what speed and with what intensity is totally and absolutely up to you. But everything is coming back to you, which means everything that you emanate, you will experience. Everything that you are, you will see. Everything that you believe will unfold in your reality. This is not theory. We do not care about theory. We care about practicality. We care about bringing to you the mechanisms of the universe and how it works. And the longer we talk about it, the more words we will find for you to grasp this concept. This is not theory. This is what you wanted yourself to know before you came here. And you pledged that you were going to find this knowledge, this truth, this wisdom, so you could apply it in your life because you knew. The longer you were going to be here, the greater the chances that you would forget about it because all the people around you forgot about it and they told you about all this nonsense about how it works. It is not true. You feel that it is not true. You feel that there's this infinite field of thoughts and you know it because you sit there. You're having a good time. You're enjoying yourself. You're becoming quiet. You are you. You are feeling you in your grand intensity. And all of a sudden, boom, there's a thought coming to you that you have never thought before. You don't know where it came from, but it feels so intense and grand and so amazingly inspiring. And then you spread that thought inside of you. You allow it to grow. Amazing ideas come to you. You call someone. You do something. You build something. You expand something. And the next thing you know, you look at this great creation of yours that you have taken from this spark, from this inspired idea out of the infinite field that came to you, and you have expanded it into the grandness that is you and that is your creations. We enjoyed this very much. We loved being here with you. We loved feeling the intensity of your desires. We loved knowing that all of this was created by your desire to expand. And we love knowing that you have everything within you, everything and more, that you will ever need to grow into everything that you already are and to grow into it with your full awareness. That's all that it requires. And you have it. And you're living this life to be who you truly are and to see everything there is to see and feel everything there is to feel and to enjoy greatly. That is why you're here. And so.
It is.
And so.
It is.
And so.
It is. Thank you.
Inspired Tribe, thank you for tuning in.
Someone asked at the beginning about the ringing cedar necklaces. I don't know if there is an online shop here in the US. We got this years, I think. We're
9 years ago, 7 years ago?
Since 8 or 9 years ago. We got this in Europe, but I think they are shipping worldwide.
Yeah, you got to look at we put the link for the
or
books
if
in the
you
description.
If you send me an email, I will send you the link. I have to find it, but I will send you the link. And I'm pretty sure they are shipping worldwide. They have amazing stuff in their online shop.
And there's only one. There is only
one real one. Yeah, there are many copycats, but there is only one that's the real one.
But look into the Ringing Cedars. Google it, and you'll find the original website. Or email us, and we'll send it to you. Black Sky said Violet had a question.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions today.
Yes, we can in this love streams and live streams. We can only answer so many questions, and especially we never want to go into something that is very personal. It just doesn't seem like the appropriate medium to do that. But if you want to go deeper, have more questions, or just want to do it in a more private environment, please email us. We put the email here, and it's in the description. And you can book a one-on-one session with UC as well.
And ask all the questions you want.
Thank you so much. Pam Rebecca says, you guys also have amazing stuff in your online shop. That's all my wonderful wife.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
She designs all this beautiful stuff. Please check it out. And it's right underneath the video. You see it here. Our bestseller is that everything is always working out for you. That's like, boom, it's like going up. And we have the new harmonizers. What else? What are the new ones? The new Inspired Tribes.
Oh yeah, I made new Inspired Tribes. I'm not sure if they're ready or not. I don't know yet. I've created so much yesterday.
But we're waiting for our new shipment of shirts. They're coming any day.
It all takes a little longer now, but it's okay.
You should have time. So we'll show you the new shirts when they arrive. And remind me that today we didn't come to it, but tomorrow I would like
What did you forget?
I would like to talk to you guys about the speed, the velocity of your thoughts, and what that means, the meaning of it, okay? Because I know you've experienced it, but this is so important. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Oh no, it wasn't Violet. That wasn't aimed at your question. It was a general statement. But we will, if any of your questions wasn't answered today, please come back tomorrow or another day, and we might, it's whichever one jumps out at you. All right, Inspired Tribe. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for
We love
being
you.
here with us every single day.
Every single day. And keep co-creating. It's beautiful. We'll see you all tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Standard, right here on the Inspired channel. And until then, have an
inspired
and wonderful
and blissful,
joyful,
divine,
loving
rest of your day.
I love you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.